Welcome to episode 98 of the OVW podcast, the unofficial podcast of Ohio Valley Wrestling. My name is Jack Minoaks.
And I'm Brian Hines.
Today we're getting into all the action from OVW Rise, which was episode 1343 of OVW Television, which emanated live originally from legendary Hot Point Davis Arena on May 8th, 2025. But first, Brian Hines, you have a reputation around here for getting some memorabilia.
I do.
You know, you're a memorabilia guy. You're an autograph guy.
I am, yes. Very much so.
Well, I got to ask you one question.
Yeah?
Where were you on this chair? Look at this chair that I got. Eric Cornish.
That's pretty impressive.
Eric Cornish, Mount Kadeem gifted me this chair. Personally. No, they gifted the podcast this chair. I was just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I know.
This is this is my first piece of memorabilia that I've provided.
It's quite impressive, yeah.
And it's definitely the biggest, so I feel like I'm winning.
It's not about size, man.
It's
as if so, I'm winning.
Well, I mean, that remains to be seen.
Oh.
But seriously, Mount Kadeem and Eric Cornish, they were so funny when they brought it over to me, and Mount Kadeem was kind of like, no, this is a piece of history right here. I don't know if I can give it away. And Eric was like, no, these guys have them. It was very, very funny, very, very cool. And it is like one of the increasingly weirder things that we've gotten for the people that aren't.
Yeah, let's go through our memorabilia collection, shall we?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
For the people that aren't watching, though, we've got this chair now that's gonna be on the table for at least this week, and it's the chair that got bent during the Mount Kadeem Cal Hero match.
No, during the contract signing.
No,
during the match.
No, during the match.
Oh, this is when he was sitting at Bellside.
Yes.
Yeah. He was.
I
he was
thought
at the
about it
timekeeper's
late
table.
the other night because you were like, man, this is a rib, and I was like, no, it didn't. And then it occurred to me.
It still might be a rib.
Which is fine. We love ribs.
Sure.
But I'd forgotten that moment that Eric was just minding his own business in his corner with the belt with the timekeeper and got slammed into.
Blammo!
And it is bent. It's very bent. It is unusable as in any normal function of a chair.
Yeah, if you're listening and you're not watching, it is a chair that you might see at any restaurant.
I mean,
so it's not a folding chair. It is. It's got a metal frame, padded back, padded seat.
All black.
All three of the gentlemen in question signed it. Cal Hero signed it twice. Mount Kadeem signed it with F the fanny pack knee. He did not use the real word. I want to point that out. That's classy.
It was
That's classy.
Yeah.
And then Eric Cornish signed it as the pancake.
Which he was that night. Very much so. Glad he's doing better.
Glad he's. I hear he was checked out at a local medical facility.
He needed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
rightly so.
Why don't we go ahead and dispense with the chair from the actual table for the night, gentlemen? Maybe we'll set it behind you guys.
Like just flip the table and be like,
no, the chair. Leave the table alone. Just lift the chair off of it and set it in the floor
all right,
behind
hold please.
I'm glad you moved my vape from behind it before you moved the chair, but I guess since I mentioned it,
I think
it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, I almost had
There
it
we
on
go.
the table.
Lovely. Look at that.
This podcast has grown a lot. I don't even have the vape out anymore.
That's right.
You know, this is
It's amazing.
real maturity, real growth here. But seriously, one more time, thanks for Eric.
Yeah,
thanks
thank
for
you
Eric,
so
Mount
very
Kadeem,
much.
and Cal.
He's a really good guy, by the way.
He is. We haven't hit that in a while.
No,
we need to hit that more often.
No.
Let's talk about OVW, where to find them all around the state of the Bluegrass. Of course, the OVW Summer Tour, one of the funnest events of the summer.
I'm really looking forward to it. There's a lot of stops. Let's go ahead and get to it. Every Thursday, you can catch OVW Rise, Hot Point Davis Arena. Doors open at 6:15. Overdrive matches from 6:30 to 7. Rise is from 7 to 9. This Friday, May 16th, 2025, is the OVW Shamrock Slam at St. Martha Parish in Louisville, featuring photography by Jason with Perfect Pitch.
Yep. Show the goods there, Brian.
I'm getting ready to.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to rush you.
If you're not familiar, Jason has a photo booth. And you can get your picture taken by yourself, with your friends, with OVW stars. And you will walk away with one of these lovely magnetized photo frames.
Oh, yeah.
And the photo, obviously. And a digital copy. He'll send it to your phone, to your email, however you want it.
Oh, very cool. So you got 2 for 1 then.
Yeah, that was from Tough Love when you guys went a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I did not go. I was I was depressed that day. I didn't feel like going.
It happens.
I do want to point out really quick that the show at St. Martha Parish, since we just got done talking about Eric, I think that one's pretty near and dear to his heart. So go out and support that one. Every show on the OVW Summer Tour is, of course, important, but I think that one's pretty near and dear to Eric Cornish's heart. So.
Then we've got the OVW Rumble at the Raceways Series, Ponderosa Speedway, Junction City, Kentucky. 3 dates.
Actually, the May one got moved.
Oh, did
Yes, I haven't. Yeah, Eric told us that just kind of in the moment on Thursday, and I forgot to make that. So it's going to be, I think, in July.
The 2 in July?
No, I think it'll be in August. I'm sorry. Yeah, it
Okay.
basically gets tacked on to the other end.
That changes. That's actually so sick because that's my birth month.
Oh, cool. That works out good for you.
We're gonna if there's a show indeed in August. We are going to celebrate my birthday.
That is
in
your
Danville.
jam.
We are going to celebrate my birthday in Danville.
Well, is there good nightlife in Danville?
No, but it is one of the funnest places when you know what to do.
Well, then I'm looking forward to it.
We can go to the Guadalajara, the one on the hill, the good one.
The one in Mexico. That's
no. So in Danville, we used to have 3 of them.
Oh no, I know the one. The Mexican restaurant on the hill outside of Danville.
Yeah,
I know
next
that
to the old Blockbuster.
Yep.
We used to have 3 of them, right? And we were not that big of a town. There was 2 McDonald's in this town and 3 local Mexican restaurants, Guadalajara.
Oh, that's awesome! You can't get enough Mexican food.
They all kind of like specialized in different things. Like you knew that like you go drink at the one next to the movie theater, right?
Okay.
Because they have better drinks there and they're cheaper on drinks. And I also found out later on that one will make like very authentic food if you ask for it, like not just like cheese covered stuff.
Oh, okay.
I think that's like the one that like the employees kind of like food wise. The one on the hill is like the best atmosphere. You know, you never know who you're gonna see. It's a social outing. You know, so that's where you go Friday night. Maybe run into some honeys. If you're in high school, you're trying to shout at some honeys there. And then the original one, the one next to the Sonic, had the best food. So you had to jump around.
Depending on your purpose for getting out that evening, you had to decide on which of these 3 locations.
Yeah, like and the one next to the movie theater was the least populated one. So like whenever I was dating the girl in high school I shouldn't have been dating, like that's where we would go because there was less of a chance of her parents being there.
That's good thinking.
That's
So lots
cagey.
Yeah, the Guadalajara scene in Danville is a very important one, and I can't wait to show you guys this place that I have so many memories of.
And all of these are pretty handy to the raceway where the Rumble happens, right?
Oh, I mean everything in Danville's 5 minutes away, but yeah, the one on the hill it would actually be the closest one. So You're Luscious Lawrence, you're dressed up, you're looking for something to do in Danville, it's right there. Best,
All right.
Go be seen at the Guadalajara next to the old Blockbuster.
So if you're planning to go catch some wrestling at the raceway, now you know what the score is for Mexican food in Danville.
So if you're playing along at home, the Guadalajara is where it's at if you're looking for Mexican food, if you're going to any of these dates.
Yes.
The previous dates were May 17th. May 17th has been scratched to April to be determined. But you still have June 21st and July 19th to look forward to.
Yeah.
So plan accordingly.
And it'll be about the same point in August. I think he said like August 17th.
Oh,
August
that
19th,
is
something like that.
My birthday's August 15th. We are going. We're going to Guadalajara. We're going to Walmart. We're going to Millennium Park. We're going to the Water Tower. We're going to Danville, baby. We're doing it up. We're hitting 4th Street.
My fellow Brian, I don't know that we've ever seen Mr. Jackman quite this excited.
No, absolutely not. We have not. But that just means that weekend is probably going to be a big deal, at least to him.
All right.
We're going to the Peddler's Mall.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You got me now.
Now
Mexican
you've
food
got
in the
Brian's
Peddler's
attention.
Mall.
We're going to
So where's some other dates?
I'm literally running out of Danville things because there's so little there.
Go to Center College.
They have a lot more now. That I'm not there, but I'm just not aware of it.
That's just how it usually goes. We've got OVW Hard Reset, Hot Point Davis Arena, June 14th. Free all ages show at Element Eatery, Cincinnati, Ohio. That is June 28th. Lexington, Kentucky. Our favorite shows of the year come at to town at the Manchester Music Hall. That is July 5th. That is going to be a phenomenal show.
Not my favorite show of the year anymore.
Well, not this year anyway, but generally speaking, the Manchester shows are where it's at. And finally, wrapping up the calendar is OVW Independence Rage. That is July 26, 2025. You can get tickets for all of these events at OVWTix, that's TIX.com.
And we will be back right after this. No further business, right? The past couple of weeks, you've kind of stepped on my outro here. No further business, right, Tony Bryan?
No, okay. You guys already talked about Jason.
Are we going to do another commercial since we already just did one for Guadalajara?
I don't know. You got.
Oh, can we? Oh, I'm sending that email. I'll take care of that one.
Okay.
I'll reach out to Guadalajara, see if they want to sponsor the show.
Oh, good thinking. That's producing on the spot.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, Tony Bryan here with the Bluegrass Homefront podcast, trying to just draw some order from chaos. It's good chaos. I'm enjoying the chaos this evening. But listen, earlier today, Victor looked at me and said, Brian, when are we doing another podcast? And I was like, well, you got music? And he's like, well, I'll put it together. And he was like, you got that interview with John Cosper edited? And I'm like, yep, we got it.
You're really doing Victor dirty with that accent.
For real, yo.
Okay, well. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't code switch to that level, does he?
No, not at all.
But
no, he's like a hillbilly Teddy Pendergrass.
I'm going to have to deduct some points.
Well, I'll survive.
Anyway,
maybe.
Proceed.
The point being, looks like we're going to record a brand new episode of Bluegrass Homefront later this week. We should have that out for you first of the week. Bluegrass music, bluegrass stories, all in a podcast. Bluegrass
Kentucky
Homefront.
music.
Kentucky music and stories. Very true. BluegrassHomefront.com.
Is the next one gonna be the one that I'm on?
You might be.
Where I for the first time very candidly talk about a thing that I've kind of very intentionally never talked about here on this show, which is my
the fact that you were the dean of drive time music DJs in Lexington.
Am I the best DJ in Lexington? Yes, probably.
You're the longest tenured for sure.
Longest tenured at afternoon drive time at the station that I'm at. There's Tommy Misla, a couple other Mick Jeffries, a couple other guys that have been there forever. Uncle Bill.
I met him.
Mick Jeffries?
Yeah.
Great guy.
I met him at the Music of Twin Peaks event at the Burl.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Great guy. Phenomenal.
Love the WRFL crew. None of us would really everything we're doing here traces back to WRFL.
I did not realize that until this moment.
Yeah,
have we ever told that story?
Maybe not, but we'll save it for the podcast. All right, so check it out at bluegrasshomefront.com. That'll be early next week, hopefully. But for now, let's get into it. Back to the OVW podcast, already in progress.
All right, so this week, first things first. We've been using the Magic Window for a little bit. We love the Magic Window. Magic Window is only made possible by Gladiator Sports Network.
That's true.
So thank you very much, Gladiator Sports Network.
We very much appreciate
it. For the all the content that we're able to share with fans of OVW on this podcast. We really appreciate that.
Oh, before we get into all this, I do have something that I would like to say. And it's very short and sweet. I just want to say 3 words.
Guadalajara.
That's one word, 4 syllables.
Oh.
It's these 3 words. Congratulations, Dr. Zoe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well deserved.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Dr. Cowens, I believe, is his shoot name, which we can use since he's a PhD now.
Yes. We're all very proud of you. Unofficially speaking, of course.
Yes.
When you guys told me that he was getting his doctorate, I was like, I could see him having a good bedside manner. And you guys were both like, you're so dumb.
I don't think we actually said that. I think we just said that he's...
Your face has said enough.
I see.
Out there doing good in the community.
No, that's awesome. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
We are huge fans of Zotime around here, so...
Do you have any Haverford-West updates?
Not on me, but I could probably have some.
Let's get one for the fan zone.
I know their academic league.
I believe it's 1 week until they play in the tournament, though. But I'll have to get back to you.
Yeah, we'll cover that.
I'm gonna put that in the notes going forward. The Haverford-West update.
That's right.
We'll cover that in the fan zone.
Okay.
So this week we saw match one. We saw a returning Angelica Riz, crowd favorite, hasn't lost any momentum. Everybody's still in love with her, right?
Not at all. Yeah.
Especially Matthew, our friend Matthew. Brittany Brooks making her OVW debut. I think she comes with a fan base of her own. I noticed not only on our fan zone video last week, but on the OVW TV 1343 video that she had I guess kind of a built-in fan base, people coming coming to OVW to support her, at least watch her on TV, right?
That's impressive because they said that it was her OVW debut, but she was no stranger to Angelica Risk and vice versa, which means that she's probably built quite the reputation out in one of the Western territories.
I would assume so.
Where Angelica hails from.
And not a surprise that these two have locked horns before. I mean, as far as a show opening match goes, with an OVW debut nonetheless, and kind of something that is kind of booked straightforward. Angelica Risk is returning Brittany Brooks's debut. You kind of the suspense is gone in that nature, right?
Yeah.
But heck of a match between the two of them. Really set a high bar for the rest of the season.
It was a firecracker to get this show started this week.
I saw shout out to Angelica Risk because I do want to enable the magic box at this moment.
Yep, it's up and ready for you.
And this is what Gladiator Sports Network has brought to this show is the opportunity to just even show this clip on our show. We shouldn't be anywhere near this clip, to be 100% honest. Angelica Risk takes Brittany Brooks to her knee and a sit-down Hurricane
Rana. Let's watch that again.
Oh, it's going to keep playing until I turn it off. So.
Oh, we got a loop.
Yep.
You ever hear that?
Look at that swamp.
That's impressive.
Rick Steiner gets very mad that people call it a Hurricane Rana and not a Frankensteiner.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean,
which I think is
I want a lot of things.
I think it's very funny. I think it's very great,
Yeah.
honestly. But one of the most impressive moves I've seen in an OVW ring, and this is just the first match of the night, right?
Yeah.
Brittany Brooks makes this look absolutely devastating as well, planting her head straight on the canvas, kind of slumping over through Angelica's momentum, she really did make it look like Angelica was moving her, not as if she was moving herself, right?
Yeah.
And that's, in wrestling, that's the name of the game, and in this instance, Brittany Brooks did a fantastic job of it. Really, really, really great stuff.
I guess you'd say it had weight?
Yes. I mean, there really has been a switch flipped, and I'll talk about some interactions that I had specifically later after the show. But we sit around, we're talking to the wrestlers after the show, and the word that kept getting used by them to me was new era. New era. OVW's new era. We are the new era, right? There's been a switch flipped in the past couple of weeks in terms of quality, and maybe that's just the fact that we went for the first time in forever that I'm feeling that way. You
really can't see the difference. Wouldn't you agree, Brian?
The electricity in the crowd was definitely more palpable than it had been in the past. Not that it was ever really gone, but just maybe because we had stepped away for a little bit and then come back. A lot of memories have come rushing back, a lot of emotions from all the things that we've seen there over the years. And all I got to say is, man, it was great to be home. It really was. That was the first time we'd been in a while, and I forgot how much I absolutely love seeing this, experiencing this live at Davis Arena. It really is a unique experience, a fun night out, and it's never a dull moment, never a bad time.
And going back to really put in perspective how, because there were so many incremental kind of improvements last summer, lighting, air conditioning, presentation, camera shots getting more ambitious, wrestling matches are getting more ambitious. Like there was a but I feel like because I saw it happen incrementally, I'd forgotten how much work was being done.
Right.
And then going back and hearing those words like new era, like I remembered like, oh, all of that was just preparation. Like the camera, getting better cameras, getting better lighting, willing to tell, be a little bit more adventurous, willing to step out of what had been their comfort zone for so long. It all leads to when we do have new champions and we do have new faces coming into the company that they have every tool available to them to just wrestle, right?
so colorful, so textured. You know, we saw the smoke machines running, and let's just talk about what this event was like. And I know we went this same time last year. We were going every week in May and June last year.
Yeah, we only missed like 6 weeks last year,
except for the time they missed. But
well,
think about the difference in what Davis Arena was like last Thursday as opposed to a year from last Thursday. How hot Davis Arena was, despite all the fans running and all the big air conditioning units they had sitting around. And now all that's gone, and it's just comfortable, and it's the lights are colorful, and you know they really are putting on a show there now.
Yeah.
I guess very well said. Very well said. Let's jump back into Angelica and Brittany Brooks though, real quick. Wouldn't be an Angelica Risk match without some of this. Can we see that real quick?
Up
here?
Sure. Yes. Absolutely.
No. The next clip. The next clip, please.
You don't want to see this one?
Oh, yeah.
This one's her claim to fame, pretty much.
Yeah. No. I'm sorry. I made the mistake. Yeah, it wouldn't be an Angelica Risk match without this referee Alice Lane coming back in saying, come on.
Little bonus. Hang on. Watch for it.
I'm telling you, man. Mixed
and then
tag,
the 619.
Angelica Risk, Luscious Lawrence, Booty Luscious.
It's there. Okay. Pitch me another team.
Let me think about it. Mixed tag. Who would we go with? Well, I mean, up until about a month ago, we would go with Leela Feist and Ashton Adonis, but they both
Good
have
call.
their own things going on right now.
Big time. Do they ever?
Yeah. Let me think about it and have my people call your people.
I don't have a good one. I was hoping you did. Let's see the finish to this match, please. I want to see how Angelica Risk wraps this one up. Angelica Risk, of course, taking the victory.
I got it. Freya, Iceman Justice Davis, the Icebreakers.
It's right there.
Writes itself.
It's right there.
I'll send you the bill.
So I want you to watch for this little inside super kick right at the stop of the start. Look, see that?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Angelica
This
Risk
is impressive.
Angelica Risk is so fast, and then kind of the corkscrew power bomb from the corner.
Yeah.
Like what a match! What a talent Angelica Risk is. Glad to see her back.
Yeah. We've only seen her a couple times in the last 6 or 8 months or however long it's been, but what a phenomenal talent.
Just extremely charismatic, has a wonderful skill set.
Yeah.
Yes.
My understanding is her lack of being on OVW is not because OVW doesn't want her there. Like there's been some other kind of challenges, and we're hoping she's laid those aside, and we can see a lot more of Angelica Risk going forward.
I think that'd be wonderful. Be very, very, very welcomed. So we got this clip. We got the next clip. We got We got Star Rider and his goons.
Yeah, check them out.
So maybe I was a little off base with the recruitment that I had a couple weeks ago, where I said it looked like he was recruited.
I'm willing to give you the win on that,
but
man. Just because.
But we got a stable of goons now. We got the super villain. He's got his backup. Icon Lee's got a new look, which I think.
Let's take a.
I think this is a wonderful little spot for Icon Lee as well.
This whole thing worked in the beginning, but it's really starting to pick up some steam with me. I love the fact that there is a supervillain faction in OVW, and I didn't know that was what I felt like I needed, but now that it's here, I am all about it.
They even got a new weirdo too.
Yeah, that is the Obsidian Angel.
Yeah, I have some thoughts on that. We'll get to that during the Rush Division Scramble here in a little bit. But I missed this vignette. I didn't realize that he was part of their faction. But that's outstanding, and it makes even a little bit more sense to what I had previously thought. But good job.
We also saw a vignette that we don't have a clip of J-Rod kind of berating the women's locker room. She's going to be the next champion. She really won't come off of her loss to Sophia. Seems like they're kind of moving forward with that. We even get an update on that later on in the show. So.
Yeah, that I'm sure that's got a sting. And I know that she was upset because I got one over not once but twice. But we'll get into that later.
I mean, we can get into it whenever you want, brother.
I'm just saying. If you're familiar with the circle game, it is a very simple childhood game where you take your thumb and your index finger and make a circle and try to trick somebody into looking at it. The total current score is B. Hines 4-0 over J-Rod. I've gotten her 4 times now, and she was not happy about it.
You think she's losing sleep?
No.
You think she's thinking about it right now, a cold sweat?
If she's listening to this podcast, she is.
We know J-Rod's competitive.
Women don't listen to this thing.
No, nobody does.
That's probably true. Let's move along, shall we?
Yeah, we had a 6-man tag up next with Luscious Lawrence, Hoda Peso, Maximo Suave, the team of Los Desafios, and Luscious Lawrence in one corner versus Star Rider, Icon Lee, and Evil Z. Got 3/4 of the Goon Squad. We see the other guy, the Obsidian Angel. Is that his name?
Yes.
Yes.
Can't shorten that?
I mean, no one asked me. I'm just telling you what the announce team said.
I think Obsidian just fine. My 2 cents. Just my 2 cents.
Well,
It rolls off the tongue better.
Obsidian is dark.
Yeah, he's a dark angel.
Right.
Yeah, he's fallen. He's
Right.
He's like Lucifer.
He's the Nephilim with more steps.
Right.
And fewer wings.
And a mask.
It would be cool if he
That's
had,
exactly who I thought it was.
It'd be cool if he had wings. It'd be a little over the top, but it'd be cool.
Also,
I'm just saying, there was a mask, so you couldn't really get to see the Obsidian Angel's face.
Yeah,
but,
hard. I actually don't have a great guess for who that is underneath there.
That's my guess for who it is.
I got Evil Z right away, but I don't have a good guess on anybody else on this one. So we got this 6-man tag. I think this is really just kind of a coming out party for now Star Rider has more than one goon, right? So in fact, there's two matches this evening. This and that scramble match that we see later on. Kind of just letting you know, hey, Star Rider's got goons now. They're a force to be reckoned with. They're going to come out and beat a couple of your favorite baby faces, and they're going to come out and get a shot at the Rush Division Championship, right?
And no, Super Z, basically the only thing he did was be at commentary. So
That's true.
This faction that is ostensibly bound to his character, out playing with all kinds of people who aren't Super Z tonight.
And Super Z on commentary is inherently very funny.
Yeah.
Like
That's an evildoer.
I really enjoyed that.
Like it's inherently very, very, very funny because he's committed to that. He's committed to that Hey Citizen thing. He's committed to that voice. He's committed.
Yeah.
There was a point where we were sitting, I was sitting over with Matthew. You guys had a different vantage point than I did. And I kind of look over at Super Z at commentary, and he's just like sitting there like with the straightest posture and the widest smile on his face. And I was just like, this is so great. Like, this is just like so funny. Like, just inherently very funny. But he's committed to that thing, man. He's committed to that thing. And power to him. Yeah, Star Rider takes some of the victory. Star Rider, Icon Lee, Evil Z take home the victory.
Wait, don't we have clips?
Well, we do have some clips. Yeah, they were on the previous page.
Oh, well, then let's see them.
Yeah.
Let's start with Luscious gets a hot tag at one point, and this happens.
A 1, a 2, and a miss, and a 3. I got to say, man, I love Star Rider's new gear.
Yeah.
That power slam from Luscious Lawrence was...
Dude, he got Star Rider up and over,
He got
man.
all of it.
He got Star Rider up and over.
The only part about Star Rider's new gear that gets me is he comes to the ring wearing a mask, and he takes the mask off, and he reveals a mask. So that's the only part to me that seems kind of weird. It's like wearing a hat on top of a hat.
Who would do that?
I don't know.
I know one guy.
Let's see the end of the match.
There was a guy who was doing that recently.
That's some great tag teamwork.
Oh gosh, that
from
was
Los Desafios
that was cool.
taking out Icon Lee.
Wait, there's more.
But wait,
It's like
There's more.
the power slam or choke slam cutter combo. That's cool, man.
And
Hoda Peso flying through the ring all the way up the ramp.
Oh, Star Rider back in ring.
But
takes out
unfortunately,
Maximo.
that leaves Maximo with his back to Star Rider. Star Rider capitalizes, and his team of goons and thugs takes home the victory.
big time knee there from Star Rider.
Mm-hmm.
It looks devastating. It looks like he knocked Maximo straight out. Good
Can we,
stuff.
when we get back around to it, can we talk about like how Star Rider rolls these guys over? Watch. He's gonna hit it. Ow. But look, he puts his head down, and like
Almost like an animal.
yeah, it's It's a very strange way to roll someone for the pin.
Well, and this is all stuff that Star Rider has done to make this character work and to really, really, really differentiate himself from the wrestler that he's been for the last couple of years.
And boy, howdy has he.
He sure has. I can't wait to see who's on the Z-Force. Because that was alluded to while Super Z was on commentary, but he wouldn't go into detail. He wouldn't reveal anything. Although he said Zachary D. Pittman III has been scouting and getting some information. So maybe he has found some people to join Super Z in his crusade to defeat Star Rider and his Legion of Goons.
I hope it's Spider-Man.
That'd be awesome.
Just 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah. No, dude. Yeah, like the black one, like the symbiote suit one, Get that one. Get the future suit one. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd probably get like Peacemaker. That'd be cool.
You mean John Cena?
No, Peacemaker, the character.
Okay.
Um,
Anyway.
Doink the Clown. I'd probably get like Doink the Clown. That'd be cool.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, Doink the Clown.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
I love
don't
bringing
know
up
if you can
Doink the
see
Clown.
behind me. No, actually, it's right in front of me. This picture it's coming up on 24 years old. During the pandemic, I was beefing up my collection, and I've got the complete set of the Titan Sports glassware from the 80s. The big,
those
the
are very,
big
very cool.
oversized tumblers.
Very cool.
I got all of them, and I found a good deal on the Roddy Piper one. So I bid on eBay. I got it for a steal. When I received that glass in person, not only was it the glass itself, but it was actually the postcard that is in this frame that comes from a wrestling event at a casino in 2001, and it was signed by Roddy Piper.
Hey, that's a good,
But
Piper is a sentimental favorite of mine.
Yeah, it's very much a sentimental favorite of mine,
My
too.
dad was very into Piper.
But since you bring up the Doink the Clown, it was also signed by Matt Bourne, who was the original Doink the Clown.
Yeah. Matt Bourne, one of my all-time favorite ECW runs. Matt Reborn, where he is doing, this dark clown. He's got the clown makeup, but it's kind of faded off of his face, and very, 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 very cool. Very, very cool stuff. And at a time like where we weren't doing that with like children,
yeah, we weren't.
That's a very kind of modern concept that this guy was doing.
It was very ahead of his
in like
time.
95, 96. It was very cool. No, Matt Bourne, Roddy Piper. That's a great. Is Perfect on that too?
He was at the event, but it wasn't signed by him, unfortunately.
Okay.
That would be something to get all 3 of those signatures for just wanting to add a piece of glassware to my collection. So that was something that I brought for show and tell today.
Yeah, that's a great autograph. It's, is it maybe a chair? Maybe signed by Mount Kadeem, Cal Hero, and Eric Cornish. It's not.
It's not.
But it's pretty good. It's pretty nice.
I see how it is.
So kind of up next, one of the bigger surprises of the night was how quick this match was between Sophia Rose and Maddie, the American Baddie.
It was over quick.
Were you telling me that Sophia was a little under the weather?
Yeah, I had heard from her mom that she hadn't been doing well earlier that day. So once she said that, and I went back and watched this, I'm not surprised that this was a very short night for both of these ladies.
Yeah, I don't want to make any assumption, when people are sick, but I would say that this probably had a little bit more time carved out for it than it actually did. Maybe that's just because, I like Maddie, the American Baddie's character and promos. And I'm like, I'm like, why are you doing her dirty? Can we get a promo from her too? Can we just come on, you can't let her wrestle for more than 3 minutes. This was really though to kind of get to. Do we have the pin?
Yeah, we do have the pin here. I do like that fall off the ropes.
It's great.
Slam there.
It's great.
Yeah, that's very nice, very effective in this case.
And then the thorn. That's it. That's
1, 2, 3. We're done.
Alice Lane is very busy this
Yeah,
episode.
she is.
She is all over this.
that's been, the story of a few weeks with referee Alice Lane.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love referee Alice Lane. She's a great referee. Better than that Daniel Spencer, right? I'm just kidding. I don't know why I said that.
He's on a new referee podcast.
I did hear that.
He was pretty insistent on it during the commercial break once.
That's dope. That's
wow.
dope. Good. I mean, podcasting's hard work.
No, it's hard work. We're glad he's out there podcasting.
And that's a perspective, that's not seen a lot or heard from a lot in the wrestling community, but these guys are there at the big moments. These guys are facilitating some of the big moments. They're making sure everyone's safe. Like, I'm sure that there's a lot of insight to be had from a wrestling referee. So maybe just not Daniel Spencer. Got him again. No, just kidding.
Let's move along, shall we?
No. He's great. He's a really nice guy. I wouldn't do it if he didn't have a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
This match was basically just to get to what happens after the match, right? Which is J-Rod coming out, telling Sophia Rose, like, I'm going to take the title back from you. Freya coming out and saying, yo, wait.
You've had your turn. Get to the back of the line.
I'm the biggest threat here, right? There's a moment where Sophia kind of instinctively, I think, goes after J-Rod. J-Rod says mean things, which has been
and then runs away,
which has been what this Sophia Rose J-Rod thing has been.
And then Freya's like, "What the French toast?
Yeah,
what am I, chopped liver?"
Which was a great moment from Freya.
Yes,
was a wonderful moment from Freya for Freya to, be upset that she's not being seen as a threat.
Rightly
right?
so.
She starts laying in haymakers to Sophia Rose, and of course, lovely Miss Larkin comes to Sophia Rose's.
So there's a 4-person melee on the other side of the ring.
Yeah. So, and we're a melee.
I love it.
Can you spell that one? I bet you can.
Meelee.
Oh God,
No.
you ruined it.
No.
Melee.
Yeah.
It's too late. In a spelling bee, you only get one.
Malee Malay. In the jungle.
Yeah, that's right. The lion sleeps tonight.
But if you fight the jungle, you'll have to be in melee. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the meat of this on this bone is that there's
Why
going to be
haven't they been able to make a good Super Smash Brothers game since Melee?
I don't know.
Me neither.
Going to be a 3-way dance this Thursday.
Fatal 4-way.
Did they expand it to Fatal 4?
Well, yeah. There were
Well,
4 women out there beating the crap out of each other.
No, I don't think that.
It's not 5.
No.
You are trying to.
Malachi is trolling tonight. I don't know exactly what's going
4.
on.
It's in the air.
Yeah, it's 4.
No, it's. My understanding is it's just J-Rod, Freya, and Sophia.
No.
And
It started off as a 3 until lovely Miss Larkin.
but Larkin was out there helping Sophia not get beat up. Why would
Or
she want to
looking
challenge
for her knife, or
Yeah.
mad at Freya because of the knife. Let's not forget the knife.
Who? No, I don't think.
Malachi, did you pull the posters for
Hang
this
on.
week?
Yeah, I'll look.
I don't think lovely Miss Larkin knows why she's out there. She's out there for a number of reasons.
That's true.
Invisible knife. I love Freya. I hate Freya. I love Sophia. I hate Sophia. I'm traumatized. I'm healing myself.
Big feelings.
Invisible knife again. Anybody?
Probably.
A lot of those things.
I swear,
I'm trying to find my way to contestants row after being called on The Price is Right.
if Freya and Larkin are going into a feud over the invisible knife, I can neither condone nor condemn it. I don't know. I really don't know if I don't like it or if it's the most brilliant thing I've ever heard.
Well, I'll tell you what. Either way, I didn't see it coming.
That's true.
Oh, take some points, Brian. It's a 4-way dance.
That's right. I
All
know
right.
what I'm talking about.
So let's
But
move
why
on.
why would Larkin want to challenge for the title if she's friends with him?
Who doesn't want the title? Everybody wants some.
Business is
I want some
business.
too.
I just don't know what to think anymore. Hour 1 main event, Rush Division Scramble match. KT Dunn, Jank Painter, Showtime Shanklin, Justice Davis, Brandon Davis J.J. Lawson and the Obsidian Angel, his OVW debut, that weirdo that we saw Star Rider earlier.
With
That's
the bloody
right.
shirt. They
Yeah.
were very concerned about the bloodiness of the shirt.
It was a very bloody shirt. It was
Yeah.
a very bloody shirt. I like how new it is, though. Like, there's something very funny that it's like a bright white, like brand new, right?
Yeah, it's like his first day as a hazmat worker.
Yeah.
First day as a slasher.
So I think we gotta say it had a lot of great interactions after the show last Thursday. Talked to a lot of friends that we hadn't seen in a while, wrestlers. J.J. Lawson, rightfully so. First thing he said to me, "I bet you know who I am now."
Rightly so. Yeah, I made that my picture from The Office that week when he did the 450 off the top rope.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were literally right there, and that was right in front of us. And that was probably the most phenomenal part of this whole match. I mean, this match was multifaceted, as they all are when you've got 6 competitors. You start off with Katie Dunn, who's doing his fitness pose and holds it while the rest of the competitors are announced and make their way to the ring. That takes a sincere amount of dedication, for starters, and the ability to keep a straight face for that long was just very
He's
impressive.
committed.
Yeah, very committed. But, I mean, this was a who's who of the new crop of the Rush Division stars. Showtime Shanklin, J.J. Lawson, Jake Painter, Justice Davis, the Obsidian Angel, who we're seeing for the first time, Brandon Davis, and KT Dunn.
We are really getting just a lot of wrestlers right now in OVW who are doing an immense amount of very, very good character work.
Absolutely.
Star
Yes.
Rider, Lovely Miss Larkin, KT Dunn, like these are all very, 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 very entertaining characters. We got a new Freya.
Yeah.
This has all been very fun.
Y'all want to see Showtime Shanklin doing some work?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
love to.
Come on, man.
Great to see, during the course of this match, Justice Davis and Showtime, reminding people that they are, a tag team threat, that they're friends, that they have great chemistry together. Showtime with the
I love the jump
jump
shots.
over.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
Back to a Brandon Davis drop kick. That's fantastic. Fantastic stuff.
And each one of these people in this match had their own moment to shine.
Yes.
And they all did.
This was a very, very well parsed out match.
Yes, there was nobody who was just kind of there who would have gotten like a participant trophy. I mean, Jake Painter with all those backbreakers completely cleared the ring. KT Dunn had his moment. Brandon Davis had his moment. J.J. Lawson, the tag team of Showtime Shanklin and Iceman Justice Davis worked well as individuals. They worked well as a team, but there was a little discussion in the ring when it came time for a pin.
Yes, yeah. Kind of not the only time we've seen not the only time we've seen them have static with each other in a match like this. Not sure if that's anything to read into or not.
I hope it isn't, because I love this team. I really do.
Yeah, we got Jake Painter handing out a backbreaker onto Showtime. KT Dunn with the big drop kick into
I
the
love
pose.
the pose, man. I love it. I really do.
Can we see Brandon Davis clearing house? Nice to see him around. I think this is someone that I could see myself liking a lot if I get to see more of him.
We haven't seen him a whole lot. How many times have we seen him? It's not his OVW debut.
No.
He's been on Rise once or twice before, and he was on Overdrive several times.
Ah, I see.
He is a social media person on his own. In his own right, he interviews like Marvel actors and stuff.
Oh, wow.
He's fairly well known in that regard. He's
that's
he's
cool.
based in Nashville. This is actually his second costume we've seen, and I like this one better than the first
That's probably why I didn't
Yeah, the first
remember
one was
him right away.
Jake Painter's coat, but as a bodysuit, basically. It was. I like this better.
So he interviews Marvel people,
Like actors, yeah. Like he goes to premieres and like that kind of
like
thing.
Florence Pugh. He interviewed
Possibly.
Florence Pugh. Interviewed Jeremy Renner.
I mean, I don't have his full.
Did
thing
he
in front
interview
of me.
Red Hulk?
I mean, that's a character. Can't really interview
Oh.
him.
Looked pretty real to me. Yeah, Brandon, that's interesting. That's really, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Let's see. I think the clip that is this is the poster, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is the poster. Let's see.
And if you look in the background on the rail, you can actually see me going out of my mind in this moment.
I'm probably
he
trying
is.
to take a picture if I'm visible.
See, there's my head.
Pointing.
We see
He's
JJ
like, "Nah,
Lawson.
man, get off me."
JJ Lawson
Blam.
up here. Kicks the Obsidian Angel off.
450.
Takes
Into the
everybody
field.
out.
I'm all the way back there in the corner. You can't really see me. So, I mean, what an exceptional 450 this was. I
Enough
love
that-
the wardrobe choice, the gear choice. I'm going to refer to that as the exclamation pant because it's not a pair of pants; it is a pant. So it's the exclamation.
It's an
pant.
interesting choice. It's an interesting choice.
I just can't with
You
it.
remember his name now, though, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
One leg guy,
Yeah.
one pant leg guy.
Uh,
JJ, pick
I'm-
a look.
I mean, he did.
But that is such a beautiful 450. You can't argue
It really
with
was. Wiped everybody out.
And, like, he's playing with fire there because he does not have a ton of operating room.
No, that's the narrow side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But notice the ramps on the other side of the ring, folks.
Yeah, where Brandon Davis had his spot. But
Super impressive.
Lawson chose to go for something different. Glad that, it doesn't always have to be big moves like that that can lead to injury, but a lot of times it's stuff that's more mundane. But very glad that JJ Lawson was aware enough to
That could have gone bad really
yes,
quick.
yes. I mean, a lot of momentum, a lot of speed.
Yeah.
Not a lot of operating room. Let's go ahead and see the finish here. Evil Z helping out the Obsidian Angel. I'm very surprised by this one, especially whenever it gets to the point like we see here where it's just Painter and the Obsidian Angel. And like I really feel like Painter should be winning matches like this.
And he was poised to do so.
Big time.
I missed the vignette that linked Obsidian Angel to Star Rider and his faction of foes. So I was surprised to see Evil Z distract Jake Painter so Obsidian Angel could get the win. But knowing what we know now, yes, that makes perfect sense. Using the distraction to get a win over your opponents is clearly in the wheelhouse of the Star Rider group. So
Definitely.
I'm not surprised. So Obsidian Angel comes away with the win.
And I guess this means we'll see Super Z and the Obsidian Angel chop it up sometime soon.
You never know.
I think there may be like a multi-man match coming at Hard Reset that
There
he
should
just
be.
qualified for.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think is happening, but I am not 100% sure. But let's move along to hour 2, shall we?
Top of hour 2.
Oh, no, there is a little bit of hour 1 business left.
This wasn't it right at the top of hour 2?
No, this was at the bottom of hour 1.
Yes, right at the very, very end.
Mm-hmm.
We see Al Snow come to the ring. OVW National Champion Eric Surge gets brought to the ring by Al Snow in one of my favorite moments of the night. Then we see like the new belt, right? And the timekeeper comes out. And this is when I realized like, oh, Eric Surge is operating on many, many, many different levels. How cool he looked whenever he let her into the ring.
Total class.
Totally classy. Looked like a champion. Looked like $1 million.
He was dressed to the nines, man.
And I would like to point out that I think everyone at OVW is bringing their A game
Look at the look on his face there. Just joy.
Yeah.
in terms of clothing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a sense around that place right now that they're on the precipice of some really, really, really major things, and people are rising to that occasion, right? People are coming in looking like stars, and Eric Surge at the top of that list, right?
Yeah, especially with that new hardware, man. Look at it sparkle.
I'm a sucker for a white belt. I love them, always have. The IWGP was white for a little bit. Of course, the old Intercontinental.
That's right. Yeah.
Big fan of white belts, and I mean that belt looks amazing. That belt looks tremendous.
Look at Eric seeing that belt for the first time. I've paused it here for you.
Yeah.
Just
You can
joy.
just that look of acknowledgement, like, wow,
Eric,
I won this. I earned this.
Eric made this segment between him, really kind of staring longingly at this belt, accepting the belt, coming out looking like $1 million. And for me, I'm serious about him letting the timekeeper into the ring. It's just such like a small thing, but it was so classy, and like it's what a champion would do.
Right.
Like, you want this guy. If you're a babyface champion, I have to believe that you are the best guy. Period. I have to believe you're helping old ladies across the street. I have to believe you're climbing up trees to get cats out of them. I gotta believe that you're opening up doors for women, right? And Eric Surge is all of that right now.
Yeah, he has risen to the occasion.
Eric Surge is all of that right now. It's not all, sunshine and rainbows, though. Mount Kadim, because he's the holder of the OVW OVW Heavyweight Championship, he is the first in line to challenge for what was the national heavyweight, what is now the U.S. title, right?
Correct.
So, and he lets that be known. And I have a feeling that this was probably, this is ready-made, right? You got two big guys, got, one of your best heels, one of your newest but best baby faces.
White hot faces.
And Doug no longer holds the title.
That's true.
I mean, it could have been anybody, but Mount Kadim, from like a storyline perspective, was always going to challenge whoever beat Doug for that belt.
Yeah, no matter what.
So we're gonna get that match. I think it's a very interesting direction this early on. I think it's impossible to predict. Because what do you do? Do you take the belt away, the new belt that you just gave Eric away? What do you do? You make Kadim double champion? Like, what do you do?
Pretty sure Kadim has to drop the heavyweight to challenge, if I remember my.
Oh, we're doing that.
So we don't have like Mount Kadim 2 belts.
I don't think that's what the plan is.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, but to the best of my knowledge on the rules,
It's
of
like
OVW,
the X Division belt,
Yeah,
right? Remember in TNA?
Yeah.
When you could, if you won one of the lower belts, if you could relinquish it to challenge for the heavyweight.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a very fair point. But I mean, then are we not getting what we've kind of been alluding to, which is Cal beating Kadim for the belt?
it's a good question.
I don't know.
I wondered about that.
Lot of options. Always a lot of options, right? But a lot of options right now. Yeah. So let's get into the first match of hour 2. That would be Anthony Toatelli versus the OVW media champion Dustin Jackson. This was a title match.
It was.
I thought for sure
Yep.
Anthony Toatelli was going to win.
He dominated this match.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean, he looked fierce. He was ferocious. Really, really gave Dustin Jackson a run for his money, and that title almost slipped through his fingers.
Well, and Dustin Jackson has an amazing quality to be in distress. And Anthony Toatelli capitalized on that all throughout this match.
Yeah.
Like, just as a plot device, right? Anthony Toatelli and Dustin Jackson, two of my favorite wrestlers on the whole roster. I was very, very, very surprised that Dustin was able to squeak out the victory over Anthony here. And I was very, very, very – I was surprised mostly because it just seemed like, why have the match if we're not changing the title?
Well, I mean, there were points when Toatelli went for the pin. I thought for sure we were going to see that title change right there. But I mean, even surviving a cutter, and finally, losing the match, having his shoulders pinned to the mat after a second cutter.
And Dustin. Usually, the Dustin Jackson cutter that's a done deal.
Yeah, it's put away a lot of people, including Leather Daddy Doug Basham.
Yeah, when he was holding the big belt. What we see above us here is a great little spot. This honestly kind of reminds me of like the Samoa Joe Nope spot, where he's just kind of like he sees the guy going up in the corner and he just walks away and doesn't. Yeah. This is very similar to that ethically, where he was just like, I see you calling me over here, and I know you're about to jump over this thing. Why would I deal with that? Just slap him. It's great.
No, I'm out on that.
It's so great. Let's see Dustin Jackson's patented drop kick here. One of the best in the game. Anthony Toatelli's able to, or I guess Anthony Toatelli goes under, able
Jackson
to avoid
gets all of
contact.
that.
Yeah.
All of it.
I'm just very surprised. Very, very, very surprised. And now I'm like, I don't know who can beat Dustin Jackson. But it's going to be one of Star Rider's goons.
Nah.
It might be, man.
Well,
Let's see how it ends.
They need a belt over there.
We almost got that finisher from Toatelli, but Dustin Jackson managed to dodge it and then hit him with the second cutter, and thus putting.
And look at Toatelli going for his that amazing sideways
like
code breaker.
Yeah. Jinx.
And man, when Dustin hits him with this cutter, Anthony Toatelli goes down like a stack of bricks. He's done.
Mm-hmm.
He bounces off of the canvas. Like he did a great job selling this moment, and in this moment selling the war that these two guys had just had. It was a very, very, very final pin from Dustin Jackson, resounding pin from Dustin Jackson, and that's a sentiment, or that's a shout out to Toatelli and providing that moment for Dustin Jackson.
Like we went up and talked to him afterwards. I thought for sure he was going to walk out of there new champion.
I did too.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it would just be maybe because there was so much change already.
I don't know.
During the course of this episode, but
I would not be surprised to see gold around Anthony Toatelli's waist sooner than later. Though.
From the moment that he walked into the company, I was like media champion.
Yeah,
media champion. He's got it written all over him.
Maybe we'll get a reset at Hard Reset.
I'd like that.
I would too.
I'd like that actually.
Yeah.
Moving forward, Loud and Lawless arrive, right? We're setting up the match between the Trifecta and Loud and Lawless for the OVW Tag Champions Championship. Beretta and Adonis are the 2/3 of the Trifecta that we've seen tagging. Still kind of no confirmation on if Katina's going to chop it up with these guys.
We don't know yet. We're still in the infant stages of this.
But I mean, if Freebird rule is a thing at OVW and these three aren't freebirding it, missed opportunity.
You're leaving money on the table.
Missed opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these guys, like, the Revolution's been around for a while now.
Almost a year.
These guys are the new bad boys in town.
Yep.
And
they're good at it.
And they're champions now in just 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Champions. Big deal for these guys. Big deal for these guys. Big opportunity for these guys.
Huge.
The word new era, like I said earlier, kept getting thrown around so much by the wrestlers. Adonis was one of them. Eric Surge was another one. These are two guys who are literally, been crowned champions around the same time.
At the top of the game.
And I just got a sense, like, from talking to both those guys and that, like, and from talking to everybody, like, I just got a sense of, like, there's a lot of excitement right now in that locker room.
And we're not just talking about J.J. Lawson.
No, we're not just talking about the excitement. It's very fun to be around. It's very, very cool to be around. And, like, these are all people that, like, we know, and, like, these are all people that deserve these opportunities.
Yeah, this energy is very contagious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, 100%, absolutely. what are we seeing right now? Are we seeing
This is Lawless dropping the elbow with a little help from.
so we've got an elbow,
And
an atomic drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good stuff from Loud and Lawless. That's very on brand for these guys.
If that was a tag team move, I would hope that they would name that the Atomic Punk.
Like the
after
Blondie song.
No, the Van Halen song.
Oh, that's right. Right. Yeah. The
Nobody rules these streets at night but me.
the Van Halen song from Van Halen 1,
Yep.
right? Yeah, I totally forgot that song existed. And it's probably because like Van Halen 1's got just bangers on it.
Yeah.
That might be like
Top
that's
to bottom.
that's a great song, and it might be the least good song on Van Halen 1.
Yeah, that's a testament to how
Yeah.
strong that album is.
Love that album.
It's fun to try to play along to if you're a drummer in your early 20s.
I couldn't imagine.
Y'all want to see a fun plot?
Well, yeah.
Check this out.
Who doesn't?
Well,
Show me how you do.
so
Okay.
here, yeah, they're Loud and Lawless in control, but watch. Down. Now watch Ron Von Rocket. Good tag team partner.
Total heel move.
Mm-hmm. So
Jumping out to take care of business.
let's take a moment to check
Ashton
on.
Adonis literally going like nana nana boo boo.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Beretta comes and finishes the job. And Katina, this is why Katina is going to be very good at this. I would love to see him wrestle. I think he deserves to wrestle. I think it's a missed opportunity if we don't, et cetera, et cetera. Katina knows how to find a camera almost better than anybody.
In terms of this match in particular, but in general, if Anthony Katina was a sound effect, he would be that air horn. The
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
because that's the kind of energy
See, look
he
at
has.
Brandon. Look at
He's not
Brandon
subtle.
down.
No.
The trifecta is not a subtle organization.
No. And they don't need to be. I love it. Love it. Love it. Good stuff. Good stuff.
But I mean, classic heel moves taken out of, the oldest playbook in the book. I mean, you've got a numbers game, 3-on-2, trifecta versus Loud and Lawless. No matter who's in the ring, no matter who's outside of the ring, you still have that one other person to contend with.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for Loud and Lawless, that person in this case was Anthony Katina, and that's all she wrote. I mean, classic move, stealing the tag team titles, setting Ashton Adonis up into the ring with one of them to distract the referee while he goes around to the other side. Ooh, that's got to hurt for Jake Lawless, pulling him off the top rope, thus resulting in a nutcracker for Lawless. Jumps up on the apron, the hardest part of the ring.
This is chaos. This is literally like
But
It
it's
really
so
is.
well
There's
plotted.
There's
It
like four
was.
things
I mean,
going on.
It felt like, I know that this is 2025. I know that, I'm an old school wrestling guy, but this very much had like Heenan family vibes to it in terms of like the cohesiveness of the team in the ring and having somebody on the outside driving the bus in their favor. Could not have done a better job as far as that goes. I mean, and if you're in a title situation, you got to pull out all the stops, and that's exactly what they did. And unfortunately for Loud and Lawless, they walked out of there 10 pounds lighter each.
And I'm going to say this. In the course of 3 weeks, the trifecta have now made, for me personally, have now made the tag team division the division to watch, the division to be in.
Yeah.
Like, I think that these guys are doing great work. I cannot wait to see how this thing kind of evolves and grows, and they grow as a unit. Their characters grow together. I think that this stuff is very, very, very good from the three of them so far.
It most certainly has been. They are off to a fantastic start. It's a shame that Loud and Lawless only held the titles for a couple of weeks. I really do hope that sets the stage for a summer-long rivalry between the two. I would love to see these two teams beat the stuffing out of each other at the Speedway, at the Manchester, at the Shamrock Slam this coming Friday.
No, I
all over the state of Kentucky.
Yeah.
And Ohio and parts beyond.
This is I love the trifecta.
Yes.
I love the trifecta. Let's talk about the last match, Brian Hines. Let's talk about the last match.
Main event of the evening, we've got Cal Hero scheduled to compete against a newly returned Shotgun Tony Gunn.
Really wanted to see that.
I certainly did. A continuation of their match of the year from Christmas Chaos 2024. Well, it was Christmas Chaos, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Continuation of that, which I felt like at the time was very much an ongoing story, except for it was an I Quit match.
For them to have that match, especially after the debacle that happened with the street fight,
Mm-hmm.
was, I mean, it was late in the year, but it wasn't recency bias that thing won match of the year.
Yeah,
So
that really was something.
So especially coming off of that being the last memory of the two of them in an OVW ring together, very much looking forward to Tony Gunn and Cal Hero. But that's not what happens. That's not what we get.
No. Tony Gunn comes to the ring along with Leather Daddy Doug, and his arm is in a sling. So Leather Daddy Doug announces that there is a machine that wants a piece of Cal Hero, and that machine is the Scottish War Machine, the King of Kentucky, Crixus.
So we get a last-minute replacement with Crixus. Pretty standard, I think, Revolution stuff, bait and switch, keep them on their toes, et cetera, et cetera. Was there a thought in your mind, even for a moment, that Tony Gunn was actually injured?
No.
Yeah.
We've
Such
seen
a classic.
I'm hurt. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. My hip hurts.
Can we go ahead and see
Among
our
other
first
things.
clip here?
Absolutely.
So Cal, of course, had been prepping all week for Tony. He gets Crixus at the last minute, but he don't back down. It's Cal Hero.
That's right.
He's able to dodge one of Crixus's slaps Crixus himself, now punches him into the corner. Crixus flipping and flopping for him.
A couple of
Pretty
shots
funny.
to the head, a couple of shots to the abdomen, a couple more shots to the head. It's almost like a boxing match at this point. Poor
Cal
Crixus
here-
is on the receiving end of it.
Daniel Spencer's saying, hey, this is a wrestling match, not a parking lot brawl, right?
So
Yeah.
how is it that he can count to three when somebody's throwing punches at somebody? When it comes time to actually take the pin, it's like, what comes after two? I don't remember.
I don't know.
We'll
Might
have to
have to ask him.
Yeah.
Cal Hero's gotten very, very good at these punches. Like, there was, they haven't always looked this good. Let's put it that way. They look very, very good, and Crixus is doing a heck of a job for him as well. Let's go ahead and see our next clip. Speaking to our point about Tony Gunn being injured or not, Cal goes for a big slam there on Crixus, but his arm's a little hurt.
Leather Daddy Doug comes up to distract Daniel Spencer. That's the first distraction. And then Tony Gunn gives Cal Hero the old "that's my purse, I don't know you" kick to the...
Dude, it's so funny how he took the thing off after he kicked. I don't know why that was funny to me.
Yeah, and it's like Cal
just-
didn't even see it.
Yeah, it's just like, and it wasn't even necessary. Really, like you could have kept up the ruse,
Yeah.
just like in case you needed to.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you could have kept
but
that
it was
ball
just
rolling.
like it was just so dramatic. Just
I
one
kicked.
clip.
I don't need this arm sling.
Yeah,
I'm going to
it's-
kick you in the junk from behind, and then I'm going to take this sling off to let everybody but you know that I am perfectly fine.
And then, well, I guess he needs to take the sling off to attack Cal after.
Well,
the fact.
yeah.
But
There's that, but still.
wrestling logic, usually the junk punch is enough.
Yeah.
I guess the junk kick in this
Junk punch hero.
Yeah. I guess the junk kick in this situation. But yeah, I wanted to shout out to our favorite favorite chatter. We have a chatter. I think we've talked about it on this show. For people that don't listen, though, we have a chatter on our Wednesday night show, OVW Fan Zone. If you don't watch that, you should. Just name Junk Punch Hero on YouTube. No
Yeah.
context. Great guy. Seems like he's pretty funny.
Every time I see it, I think of the song "Jukebox Hero" and the "Jukebox Hero."
He's
That's
got
how
one boxing glove. He's gonna hit you in the balls.
Exactly. Wow. Okay. Moving right along.
Let's see our final clip here. Crixus looks like he's setting up Cal for a
Pedigree.
pedigree. Cal maneuvers out of it. Big super kick on Crixus. Doug Basham's trying to get involved. Tony Gunn's back in the ring.
Ducks the clothesline, knocks Tony Gunn outside of the ring.
And then a super kick
to
for
Doug
Doug
Kicks him
Basham.
Bye,
right out of
Doug.
the ring.
Nice to see you.
Doug Basham sold that like he was in Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the standing O on Crixus. Love the standing O. I also love it when wrestlers wear the suction cups and come out to the match before they just had taken them off, like
Yeah.
they're Olympic athletes.
Oh,
I was
so
like,
they have huge hickeys.
yeah. I just think that's really cool because it makes them look like Michael Phelps.
Everybody's covered in purple polka dots.
So yeah, Cal Hero here. Great stuff from Cal Hero. Takes home the victory over
And the
Crixus.
shillelagh.
Yeah, he does walk out with Crixus's bat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Good. Crixus needs a new bat. So we're wrapping up here on this week's episode. We went a little long this week, but I think
It was worth it.
Yeah, I think it was worth it.
You can hear and see the extra love that was put into this episode.
One last sincere thank you to Gladiator Sports Network for making the clips available to us. It's helped with our show a lot, and it was not anything you guys ever had to do, but we appreciate it.
No, that was very generous.
Yes.
And it is, I can't speak for my colleague here, my friend and colleague Jack Minox, but it has really made this a more fun experience from this side of the desk, and I feel like it has really given this venture a lot more depth
Definitely.
than it previously had. So again,
Definitely.
we can't begin to thank you so very much.
For all of us here, my name is Jack Minox.
I'm Brian Hines.
For Malachi, P.S. Woodard, Tiny Brian, K. Woodard, Victor Anderson. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow us everywhere at OVW Podcast. Love you guys.
We'll see you later.